Thanks for checking in to Honey Acres Homestead. We are out in the beautiful 65-degree December weather today, doing a little bit of gardening. We just got this new farm tool yesterday. We got a John Deere Turf Gator. We found someone online that was selling a used one that was in great condition for a great price, and we had been keeping our eyes open for something like this because this is going to come in handy quite a bit here on the homestead. Right now, we've been using it today to load up some wood chips and bring down to our future Back to Eden garden site. This has sped up the process quite a bit. I have been using just a wheelbarrow, but this probably fits about 3 wheelbarrow loads in the back of this, and it also goes a lot faster. Instead of walking, we're just driving over there. This is the 3rd delivery that we've gotten from the same tree company. They're the only tree company that I've been able to get to bring us wood chips, despite all my calls to different companies. This is the only one that has brought us wood chips so far. Our first 2 loads that they delivered were chipped pretty well. They were small pieces, very few sticks. However, this load has been pretty ridiculous. We actually have been putting the kids to work pulling out all the sticks. This makes it really hard to work with, and because we had to pay for this load, this is quite a lot of waste because we basically paid for lots of kindling. So we're gonna see if we can get better wood chips delivered in the future because it will help speed up the process that much more. We don't want all the sticks in our garden, and it makes it harder to work with a pitchfork. So if you live in an area where tree companies are abundant, the finer chipped wood you can get, the better. This has just been run through the chopper one time. There are lots of small pieces, but there are several, as you can see, 2 to 3 to 4 foot sticks mixed in here. The more times that this is run through the chopper, the better. If you can get a double ground, triple ground, where it's really fine, it'll make the breaking down process so much faster, and those nutrients will be available to your soil that much sooner. So this is what we got. We're thankful to have it, but we will just keep on looking for a better source of wood chips that hopefully doesn't have as much sticks in it. So we're really excited to have this piece of farm equipment. We intend to, in the future, as our homestead grows and expands, we intend to add a tractor with a backhoe or a scoop. But for now, this is going to be a great thing to have. This will help us to load and move heavy things, move several bales of hay at a time. If we want to lay down some gravel, this is just going to be a really big step up from just using the wheelbarrow. So we're very happy to have this. We're very happy with how it's performing for us and how it's sped up this process of wood chips today. So this is the future site of our Back to Eden garden. As you can see, we've spread quite a few wood chips. We have done this just by wheelbarrow, but all these loads right there, we've done with our gator just today. This is definitely speeding up the process. And it also is kind of fun to ride around on it. Right now, this gator only has a manual lift, which is kind of hard. Even as strong as Peter is, he can't really do it on his own. So we're thinking that we're going to order and install a hydraulic lift that will allow one. Oh, let's see if you can do it. Can you do it? Don't hurt yourself. Okay.
Don't say I can't do it.
I take that back. Peter can do it on his own. But I, on the other hand, have no chance. So if I want to be doing stuff here on the farm on my own during the day, moving some wood chips, I will need a hydraulic lift with a button. Good job. So we're gonna call it a day. All of this, we only worked on it for what? How long do you think?
45 minutes or so.
45 minutes? I'm equivalating this to maybe 45 wheelbarrow loads. Boom, done in 45 minutes. And it would have been faster if we didn't have to pick out all those sticks. This is very exciting. Our Back to Eden garden is just going to be spreading eventually over this whole area, and it's going to be unrecognizable, especially in the spring when we're able to start planting. We might do some planting this week though. We got some trees in the mail. We got another delivery today from Fast Growing Trees. This should be 2 pear trees, and that should be 2 pomegranate bushes or trees. They're kind of smaller. So I'm going to open these up and see how they fared on their journey from South Carolina up to North Carolina. Of course, they say lay flat, but the delivery guys, especially this time of year, they're in a hurry, and they were leaned up against the house. I think they'll be okay. Oop, there's a stick. Okay. All right. There's 1 tree, 2 trees. They really do a great job keeping them in here. They have each pot is secured so that it won't slide up and jam the top of the tree into that side. So I'm gonna release this guy. Ooh, it's a big heavy duty zip tie. 2-hander. There we go. And this one, and I'll stand them up and see how they look. One of these guys has a tag. This one says, oh, Bartlett. So by process of elimination, this is our Bosc pear. Maybe the tag fell off at some point. They both look good. No major injuries. So we're gonna try to get these in the ground before the ground gets too hard to dig a hole. But I'm gonna pull those pomegranate trees out and see what those look like. I'm pretty curious. So this is a pomegranate tree, or I guess it could be a pomegranate bush. These are supposed to be cold hardy. Usually pomegranates will not grow in our, over in North Carolina. We get too cold of winters, but these are Russian pomegranates, and they're supposed to be cold hardy, and they should do all right even without a greenhouse. So we got 2 of them, and they're kind of cute. I'm gonna pull them out very carefully because they've got a lot of very thin branches. There they are, 2 little pomegranate trees. So we've ordered from fastgrowingtrees.com before at our other house, but the problem that we had was we hadn't fully developed the area where we wanted to plant the trees, so the trees just stayed right in front of our house in their little containers, and we didn't get around to getting them in the ground before the mudslide happened. So I'm very excited that we are actually following through, getting the trees ordered, getting them planted before winter, before the ground is solid and we can't dig, and that way we can get a good head start on getting some good fruit. Hey Timmy. We want to get other trees as well, pawpaw tree, cherry tree, maybe some stone fruit, but we're gonna wait and order some more trees in the spring. So we're down here by our little apple trees that you saw us plant last video, and we bought this concrete reinforcing wire. I saw somewhere that it was suggested that this is a good way to build some cages around fruit trees. So we're gonna cut this into 20-foot sections and stand it up and make a circle around these apple trees, and it should do a good job of protecting them from the deer. All right, we got our cages up around our apple trees. We did the 20-foot section going around, and it gives plenty of space between the tree and any potential tree predators such as deer.
We're gonna go ahead and get the pear trees planted. We're gonna start our food forest and get our perennial fruit trees in the ground. And I want to get them far enough away from the basketball court because we're not sure yet if we're going to do a greenhouse across the whole thing. So I think we're going to, and I don't want to get a lot of the shade from the south-facing sun in the wintertime. So I'm going to go ahead and put them out here on the edge and get the pear trees and a couple pomegranate trees in the ground.
Daddy.
Thank you.
Do you know what that is, Cadence? What does it say on it?
Worm Gold Plus.
Yeah? What do you think it is?
Worm poop.
Yep. You can see this is our starting point right here. Our soil has a lot of clay in it. So this is just shows you the importance of adding the wood chips and breaking down and basically creating a new topsoil that is not as dense and full of clay like our soil is now. All right, the last two trees to plant are these cold hardy pomegranate trees. We're gonna space them between, we put the one pear tree right there and the other pear tree right there. Then we're gonna space them in between. So we have a little row of trees right there.
One thing that's really important when you're doing the back to Eden method and you're putting down your wood chips is you don't want to turn your wood chips once they're down. You can pull them back for planting, but you don't want to turn it over too much, because if you get all the way down in here, you still got some grass in here. We didn't use any contractor's paper because we're doing a really thick mulch, about probably 10 to 12 inches. So we're putting it down really thick, but if you turn it too much, then you're gonna get some of these grass seeds and any other seeds that are down there. You're gonna bring them to the surface, and so you're gonna have weeds come up. So once it's in here, you really don't want to turn it. Just check it if you want to, and then try to get it nice and covered back up. And really don't turn your bark.
I thought you were going to show us a little worm that you found.
Oh, I thought you already got it.
No.
Oh, there was a worm in there.
And that's great. That means a little worm has come up to start eating our delicious wood chips that we're feeding it. Oh, there he is.
I found him.
There he is.
So, yeah, we're down to the bottom layer, down to about 10, 12 inches, and we've got some worms starting to break things down. So I think it's working. We let this go until, March, April, and we'll start being able to plant in the dirt down there.
All right, so we just planted the last of our trees. Now we've got 4 apples, 2 pears, 2 pomegranates, and we got the apples surrounded by the cages. We're just gonna see if the pears are gonna be okay. They're really closer to the house and closer to the basketball court. We haven't ever really seen deer in that area, so we're just gonna hold off on the cages over there for now. But yep, that's it. We got ourselves a little fruit orchard going on here now.
Thank you for checking out this video from Honey Acres Homestead. If you like what you saw here, please give us a thumbs up or drop us a comment down below.
What do you guys think about this thing?
I like it. It's really. If only I could drive it, I would. Fantastic. If only they were marked, I could press them and I could.
If only you knew which one was go and which one was stop.